Hey everyone, it's Dr. Rick, and I'm about to go to sleep because it's 9 o'clock. But the video for tonight is an unboxing of hostage tape. These are mouth tapes, and there's a whole bunch of different mouth tapes, and the concept is growing more. But the video I did last time on Somnifix, that is, I'll put a link down below. These are pretty good. These are the first ones I've ever experimented with. And it did provide a great result as far as quality of sleep for me. So sometimes I'll wake up, if I lie down on my back, I'll wake up mouth open and sore throat. I have to take a couple of swallowing, it's almost like swallowing razor blades. Take a couple of swallows, get a little bit of saliva down, and then roll over to my side and then go back to sleep. So that's painful. But if you think about it, when an adolescent goes to sleep, you can't wake them up forever. And they might sleep late, but they'll sleep until like 12 hours. And it's like, come on, wake up. You gotta take the trash out. But they just won't budge. They won't respond to noises, bumps, changes in temperature. And that's just great. That's how protective the brain is. When it goes into slow wave sleep and deep sleep, it doesn't come back out. I think there's an element as you get older that the amygdala, the little nugget of the alarm system inside the brain, gets really sensitized and turned on so that we entrain the amygdala to fire off. So we listen for our kids coming home, opening the door late at night, or that little creak in the wood. Ah, they're there, it's 5 a.m. Or you can hear an engine passing by or a car door closing from the inside of the house when you're hyper attentive. I think that we learn to do that as the decades pass. And unfortunately, we don't really learn to undo that. So that as we go in, the kids move out, the threat goes away, and as we try to get to sleep, the normal tendency is to still pay attention to the creaks and the noises and the changes in temperature. So it does set up for a very fragmented sleep. And when you have fragmented sleep, it's not continuous, and sleep, especially in the waves that sleep occurs, as far as what happens with the brain likes continuous waves, like an orchestra, a symphony all night long. So when you stop the symphony, it has to reboot, start the orchestra again, and you're technically not getting the efficiency of a full night's sleep. You might get fragmented sleep, but it's much shorter. And the longer the length of time is that you can go into these undulating waves, the better the accumulation of REM, rapid eye movement, and slow wave sleep, also known as deep sleep, on your Fitbit or your Garmin's or your Apples. So what I'd like you guys to consider trying is maybe the Somnifix from before, but or these cheapies. I bought this cheapie because the Somnifix was too expensive, and I thought, these are all the same. If you can see the reflection, these are X's. Well, I guess might as well show you. I don't really like these because they always wind up stuck up here when I wake up. They're on my pillow. That's how it looks. It's an X. So you put the X like this. Above, close your mouth. Below. That's it. So you can always power your way through it. It's lifting off already. So I just opened it up. And you know why? I think the adhesive on this one isn't as great. Plus I've got 5 o'clock shadow, which I don't work for an organization, so I can just have as much 5 o'clock shadow as I want. However, if you do keep this, which is the style nowadays, you might have a problem fixing the X onto your face. You might or might not have a problem with the Somnifix. However, this is what I found. I saw it online, and I thought, oh, this is cool. It's called hostage tape. Let me show you this. And the cool thing with the hostage tape is that it's a wider base, and it's sticky, but it doesn't leave a residue on your, if you're shaven, it doesn't leave a residue on your skin. Sometimes, like with Scotch tape, which a patient of mine uses successfully, uses Scotch tape. I've tried that, but the Scotch tape leaves a weird residue. So this is how big it is. Covers a wide area, but it sticks if you have 5 o'clock shadow or a beard, which is really cool. I haven't figured out there's a cut down the center of this thing, but I haven't figured out how to gracefully open this thing until I just peel it off. But I'll go ahead and do this, and then I'm going to sleep. So I'm not going to take it off because these are like 50 cents each. And I believe I have a link somewhere where you can get a discount. I don't know where it is. I'll try to find it and put it down below. But the idea is that, in a nutshell, you have two orifices. You've got the nostrils, which count as one orifice, and the mouth that counts as another orifice. And most of us have a bigger mouth than nostrils. I can't imagine if you had bigger nostrils than a mouth. But if you have a large cave and two small caves, and you have air trying to get through, where do you think air will preferentially go to or choose path of least resistance, right? And that would be least resistance in a mouth, because it's wider. And if you just have both of these things, this and this, connect back here, that's how it looks like. It connects back here. When you take an inhale, both mouth and nose open, it's going to preferentially go through the mouth. So if your mouth is open at night and your nose is open at night, all the air is going through your mouth. And if you have a big tongue, a big uvula, that punching bag, those things are going to vibrate. But if you can close your mouth, then it doesn't make the uvula vibrate as much. All the air is forced to go through your nose. It would seem like you're going to choke yourself off, but if you take care of nasal swelling with, say, Nasal Crom or Butterbur, and I'll put the links down below, or Atrovent or Astelin, whatever you use, not a decongestant, just spray it on. We have so many sprays, it's great. If you take care of the swelling, if you do have a swelling issue and or allergies, and it's open, then just tape this off. You tape it off from the time you say goodnight and kiss your spouse till when you wake up and brush your teeth or do your meditative breath exercise or prayer, and then that's great. But it forces you to, without any effort, keep your lips together, gently keep your lips together. Even if your jaw falls, your lips will still be together. Your jaw will still fall, but the air goes through your nose, and the nose works as a turbulence area. So it warms up the air, it filters the air, and it causes the gentle flow to go straight down to the lungs. There's also said changes in carbon dioxide and oxygen. I'm not sure if I buy all of that, but you can read into it and think whatever. But the idea is that if you decrease the big low pressure area here, and you only have the nose, then you have no choice. It's going to go through this way. And it might, in mild obstructive sleep apnea, it might assist the nasal prong guy that uses the mask at night. It might assist in that working. So with sleep apnea, a lot of people have to get these masks that they put on their nose. You have continuous flow of air that goes through the nose and keeps things open, and that way you don't snore and you stop the obstruction. Now, if you choose to breathe all through your mouth, then nothing's going to go through the nose, and you're kind of wasting the sleep apnea mask. So taping has been shown in small studies to assist in mild to moderate sleep apnea when you're having difficulty wearing the thing, the nose mask. So I, by default, it's not causally related, but I by default would say, if you have mild snoring, maybe not apnea, but just snoring, this might work nicely, and it's worth a try. I think that if anything, even if you don't have snoring, and even you just wake up once a night with that little sore throat, and you catch yourself like that, and you roll over to your side, imagine if this is closed, and you're allowed to sleep on your back, and you don't wake up like that. That's an entire night on your back. That could be great for some people. I sleep on my side, but sometimes I have to move around, or I had hot flashes, not anymore, but there's a lot of things as you get older that you want to really reduce and just wish that a whole night was uneventful. But that's why I use these things. I block off, there's something called pratyahara in yoga where you block off the eyes, you block off the nose, you block off the mouth, you block off the ears. And it's supposed to allow all the senses to turn off from the sensory nerves and into the brain, and you get a little bit of a feel for who you are and your inner workings. So it's a lot, takes a lot. That's another story, but that's a practice in yoga. And I happen to not only wear mouth tape, I put these in my ears to quiet down and just hear like I'm in a cave. And I put these in my eyes, although my room is dark. sometimes when your room is dark and you have a night light somewhere, your eyes will focus on the night light, and then that'll be the light, the blue that wakes you up. So that, in addition to cooling down the temperature as cool as possible without freezing everybody else in the house, all those things get you into hibernation faster, allow the brain to stay in slow, deep waves instead of beta waves and waking up all the time. So might be worth a try. Hopefully this gives you a couple of ideas. If you have a brand that you like, then great. Otherwise, this is how it looks when it goes on. And then I'll end the visit or the video. Please consider subscribing. I put videos out all the time. I'll be doing something on what we're supposed to be doing at the last part of the summer. For those of you, my patients who haven't seen me yet, it's okay. We still have time, but it's already halfway through the year. If you wait another 6 months, it'll be New Year's, and then we'll be talking about resolutions again. So don't wait till the last minute. Let's make some changes while we still have good weather out, while we can still be outside. And then I am running, I'm self-promoting now. I am running a little bit of a hike because I just came back from Mount Whitney, which was a 3-day hike, backpacking. I'm gonna have an easier hike at Devil's Lake November 4th, I believe. That's the first weekend in November. For those of you who want to come, I rented a campsite that fits 10 people. That's for 10 of my patients. If you want to come, you can stay in Dells. I think it's like half an hour away, or some local place. Just meet up. I'll give you details as we approach November, but it'll be cool because the colors change. When you get to the west bluff or the east bluff of Devil's Lake, you can see over the lake. You can see the changes and beautiful colors. It'll be cool. So anyway, if you're not a hiker or you're just a rucker, come out and join. If you want to learn how to maybe train for one of my excursions, I'm going to Mount Catteton in 2024. That'll be awesome. No altitude, just long distance and a kick-ass climb. So anyway, thank you for watching up to this point in time. This is how it goes. This is the tape. It's stretchy, so you can open your mouth a little bit, but you want to close your mouth like you're going to sleep. You don't have to put your jaw forward. You don't have to put your jaw back. You just keep your natural position, close your mouth, and then you seal it. Mm.